So here's our DDC controls for our facility. Of course, it's telling me now that we got a brine pump problem in the compressor because we had it turned off, but we're back up and running in there now. So here I can control a lot of the aspects of our building. I've got my pool air handler, dehumidifier, the heating, different things like that. We can click on these here. So this is just a graphical representation of what's going on right now with my pool air handler. You know, same with my pool heating. So this will show me, you know, here's my heat pump and that heat exchanger in the ice plant. And that's just right now I'm sending, what is it, 69.6 degree Fahrenheit brine to the heat pump, and it's coming back at a 47.8, and it's supplying 109 degree temperature into my heating loop for boilers and building heat. So you can see there I'm almost doubling my heat through that heat pump. Today's world, electricity is not cheap, so we are, if you want to say, we're reducing our greenhouse gas emissions, but our cost of operation does rise with that. Let's go back here. Okay, now as far as our refrigeration plant goes, so here's where I've got my compressors. So right now I've got two compressors running. It's showing me that they're both drawing the 81 to 84 amps on my motors, and their heads are at about 82 degrees Fahrenheit. Over here you'll see that my ice temperature is currently 25 and I want to be at 22.5, so it's going to work for a while to get that temperature down. This is just calling different stage 1, stage 2, showing that my brine pump is called for and on, and same with my compressors. This is a game schedule mode, where this is where we would put on our junior games and practices, or different events, nighttime setbacks, all those sorts of things, so we can let the plant run a little, allow the ice temperature to be a little warmer to realize some energy savings at night. Here you can see, again, my compressors are being called for, and it's telling me that compressor number 1 is my lead. Now this graphic has not been updated since the chiller was changed, so here it's showing me that I've got an ammonia receiver. I know we don't have that anymore. Over here is just showing me my heat recovery, so ammonia in and out. So it's telling me what my temperature drops are, or differentials between my glycols there. Up here shows me, this is my glycol loop for my head cooling. So that pump is running. And then here is my evaporative condenser. So right now it's showing me that my VFD is spinning at roughly 48% of its capacity, and that my water pump down here is going at 100% capacity. And then it'll show you for condenser pump, it won't turn this pump on below 110 psi and turns it on at 125. So it'll run that pump at 125 and higher. Will obviously turn off when it hits 110, and that's, it never sees that until it's down into the plant is satisfied and it's actually turning off.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and then these are just my supply and return temperatures over here. So this is representational of the brine pump. It's going out to the arena at 16.7, and it's picking up just a little over 3 degrees Fahrenheit, which is great. That's what you want to see. And then just showing that it's coming back into the chiller. My ammonia liquid is coming into the chiller, and my ammonia gas coming out of the chiller going to the compressors.
So the brine comes in at 19.9 right now, or 20 degrees Fahrenheit.
Correct.
And goes out at about 16.6. So it's picking up about 4 degrees from the atmosphere.
Well, on this side, it's, yeah, so it's, so on a world that when it goes out to the rink, leaving the chiller at this temperature, and then when it comes back from the floor to the chiller, that it's gaining that much. And then you can look at it the same, well, it just came from the floor at this temperature, so it's actually losing that much temperature to the chiller.
Right, I see. Right, that's the way you're looking at it. Right?
I always look at it from what it's
releasing
going to the rink and
absorbing,
back.
Right, gotcha.
Yeah, what I'm absorbing in the rink.
Right.
Because that's the biggest thing. And you know, it's trying to talk to the operators and saying, well, if those two numbers are quite a bit out from each other, like, or too close or too far away, that's just telling me that, you know, do I have a problem with my chiller because I'm not getting enough heat out of it? Am I running the brine too fast? So I'm either not picking up heat out there, or it's going so fast through the chiller that it's not giving it up quick enough. So the average rule of thumb is about 3 degree Fahrenheit differential between your supplies and returns is you're doing a good job at heat recovery.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh. I would have thought more. I would have thought that you would want more of a temperature, like, oh, we're absorbing more from.
Yeah, no, and you definitely could. It would just become, you know, that plate and frame chiller would be the size of this room.
Right, right. I see.
Your ammonia charge would be thousands of pounds. So,
right. Gotcha.
Yeah. And it's the little, like the things, you know, I'm so used to, you know, 13 years in Nelson with 2 6-cylinder compressors and a 4-cylinder and it has 2 sheets ice, but you're really only just lighting up one at a time. And you know, I got a condenser tower that's made for 2 sheets ice, so I don't have a problem getting rid of heat. And you know, that rink there, when you start up the plant in the summertime and it's, you know, the slab is 77 degrees Fahrenheit, and at 9 o'clock in the morning and at 1 o'clock in the morning it's down to 14 degrees Fahrenheit. And this plant here, smaller compressors, smaller condenser tower, we started it up at about 75 degrees Fahrenheit at 8 o'clock in the morning, and it wasn't until 2 days later that we actually saw the plant shut down for the first time.
Wow.
So.
Wow.
Yeah. So.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Jason.
No problem.